on the compensation, you know, it's always compensation, what we get, what we give, and all of that, right? Compensation for buyer agents, compensation for a transaction coordinator, compensation for marketing specialist. Now, you guys could add possibly another person to that mix. I'd like to get an idea of how you guys pay your folks.
I pay all my people on a percentage of whatever we bring in. So I used to pay hourly, and it just got too hairy if the market turned bad and things like that. And I find it's better that I show them that this production has resulted in this check for you, and they see the outcome of their efforts directly, and everybody feels like they're being fairly compensated. So my buyer's agent only work buyers, and if a listing comes through them, I pay them a referral fee, a 25% referral fee on the listing, but I do everything. If all four of my members are fully licensed, so that they can all be paid through the broker, which saves a lot of headaches in itself. And
I have hourly, I have salaried, and I have buyer agents that are, you know, compensated percentage-wise. So let's talk, I mean, I have somebody from a $10 an hour to a $40,000, you know, salary. And one of the benefits, you know, working again for the Kai's company, they've allowed me to, they'll pay them, they just take it out of my commission. So, you know, we have a worksheet that they fill out every couple of weeks to tell me the hours that they worked, unless they're salaried. And then some of them are getting benefits of, matter of fact, most of the staff is getting benefits of health. So we can do that through the company as well, because I feel that it's so, to me, it is so important for everybody to have health insurance. I don't want to be, I just get so involved in my staff that, you know, if they were sick and they couldn't go to the hospital because they couldn't afford it, that would just devastate me. So, I mean, one of them said I have my own policy, and I required them to bring the policy in. I just wanted to see it, you know, to make sure, because again, I don't want to be the one that, you know, my heart goes out to everybody that is in need, so I'm always giving. So anyway, and then our buyer agents, they range anywhere from a 35 to a 60% split. So
35 to 60.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Depending on, you know, what we're grossing, you know, to say somebody's just going to be at a certain percentage or they're going to be at it all depended on what they could provide to me. So we're on different splits and different productions, but we check our production at the end of the year to make sure that they're at that, you know, at a certain level. Because if I don't have to do anything and I'm just handing a lead, and, you know, they're going to be at the top, and if they're not, you know, then it all depends on the need.
Yeah, for the buyer agents, they're on a 50-50 split until they reach a certain level of production, and then after it's based on dollars brought into the office. I used to experiment with, okay, your first 2 deals in the month are at this split, you know, then they would do 2 rentals, and then the $800,000 deal is the third, so that didn't work out. So then I had them do it based on, you know, based on just a flat split. Then, you know, they had a couple of deals that were their own, and, you know, they really did a lot more work, and that kind of didn't work out. So I just finally said, okay, here's the deal. Until a certain dollar volume of commissions, it's based on commissions brought in, you're at 50-50. After that, you go to 70 for the rest of the year. So that's worked very well with retention, because now it doesn't matter where the lead comes from. They know the sooner they can hit that ceiling, then they bump up to 70, and I'm happy because out of that 50-50 on that first $50,000, I feel happy that they've done that production so far. So I'm willing to reward them for the rest of the year. On listings, I'm doing the majority of the listing appointments, but usually once I just bring the listing, and then Dennis takes over and does everything else. And he's on a salary plus 12% commission, 12.5% of commission on the listing closing.
Okay.
So he does everything else. He orders the photography. If we have to show it, he shows it. Then he passes off to the closing coordinator, but he's the main person in charge of the deal. And then for staff, it's if they're in office, then it's, you know, $12 to $13 an hour, and then the virtual assistants are anywhere from $2.50 an hour to $5 an hour for most of the work that doesn't require talking to anyone.
Say that again louder.
$2.50 per hour to $5 an hour.
What's the website?
Elance.
Well, there's a couple of websites to go to. Elance.com is one. Guru.com is one. There's a new one I found at Odesk. Anybody heard of Odesk? I just learned that one last week. I heard a yes over here somewhere. That's where, it's an internet, it's like eBay. You post a bid, it's like you're selling something, and then you get people bidding on it. And they all have ratings, so you can see how many jobs they've done, how much in money they've made online. So you're hiring somebody with experience who's got a good track record. And most of the marketing stuff, it's under $3 an hour. For $5 an hour, I have somebody who all day just calls utility companies, calls homeowner associations, bugs attorneys for estoppels for $5 an hour. So I had to suck it up and pay a little bit more for that, but it's worth it.
Well,